So what do you enjoy most about working in insurance?
Really just helping people. I've had a few times where, somebody you've never met before, you meet with them, and by the end of it, they're hugging you or they're crying. They're so thankful.
Right.
And all we did was our job. We helped them. And that's
right.
our main focus.
Oh, hello everybody. I'm here with John Bunt with a local retirement group here in Knoxville. John, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, glad to be here.
So what do you do here?
So Local Retirement Group, we are a full insurance brokerage, just meaning that we can work for our customer, not for a specific insurance company. It allows us to do the shopping for them, so we can search through 220 different companies and find the best rates for people.
So what insurance products do you have?
So
what services?
What services, yeah. So we do everything from life insurance, Medicare, long-term care, and then we do a lot of financial planning, 401k rollovers, annuities.
Nice.
So whether you like conservative investments or a little more aggressive investments, we can kind of find what suits your needs for that as well.
Right. So do you focus on mutual funds, or do you focus on single stocks? Do you focus on tried and true 20, 30-year-old, 50-year-old?
Yeah, so the annuities are through insurance companies. Those are more fixed or safe investments.
Right.
But then on the other side, more of like a managed money, fee-based. That way, if your portfolio performs better, it's based on a fee instead of commission for each sell of stocks and things of that nature. Right. So it's better for the client that way when it's fee-based.
It sounds like you're looking out for your client. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
So John is the owner of the local retirement group here. His business number is 865-507-1818. He does have a Google business profile. So if you'll just type in local retirement group, you'll find his Google business profile, and you'll also find a link to his Facebook on there. And then you can also find a link to his website. His address, I'm not sure how many people just walk in your door, but he's got a sweet young lady, Emily, who met me outside just now. His address is 9041 Executive Park Drive, suite number 250. You come in through the B entrance. It was actually really easy to find your office. Yeah, very easy. So he's here Monday through Thursday, 9 to 4:30, and Friday you're here from 9 to 3. Are you always here, or do you work by appointment sometimes?
We also go to people's homes too, so we do work by appointment.
Gotcha.
Best way to just call in before you come or set an appointment.
Or you can book an appointment on your website.
Yeah.
He is not open on Saturdays or Sundays. What are you doing on Saturdays this time of year?
This time of year we're at the ballparks. So
with your kids or at UT?
We'll go to a few games, but right now we've got softball. My youngest Remy's doing softball. Seems like that's 3 or 4 days of the week, but games are always Saturdays. And then my oldest, Raylan, is just starting up flag football, so that starts this Sunday. So we'll see how that goes.
Right. So flag football is where they're running, and instead of getting tackled, they just jerk a flag out.
Yeah. It's all offense mainly.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Is she fast?
Pretty fast. Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
Right? It's our first year playing, so we'll see. Right.
Nice. So I do want to mention that John does Medicare seminars, and so when you look on his Facebook, he'll have a Facebook post. You recently did one at the YMCA over here by the Trader Joe's.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So he had a huge attendance there. He also does them in other cities around Knoxville, trying to get the word out about Medicare. But you'll see the seminar sign there whenever you come to one of his seminars. Is there like an age range where people are going to be more interested in coming to a seminar to learn about Medicare?
Most of the age ranges are going to be 65 and up.
Okay.
So normally everybody gets Medicare once they've turned 65.
Right.
You do have a few cases where people who get on disability can get Medicare before they turn 65. So unless they're on disability, most of the time it's going to be folks who are 65 or older.
Gotcha.
And this year there's going to be a lot of different changes. There's a big change every year between October 15th and December 7th to where you can make changes on your plan for the next year.
Yeah.
And there's
going to enrollment or something?
Annual enrollment period, and there's going to be a lot of changes this year. It seems like more than in past. I've been doing this 13 years. It's probably going to be the most dramatic changes that we've seen. So a lot of them are good changes for the customers too. But so it's very important, this time of year to always get it reviewed.
Right.
Get your plans reviewed.
Good. What tips do you have for individuals to save on their insurance premiums without compromising their coverage?
The biggest thing I would say is just to make sure that people are sitting down with a broker, someone who can look over every single plan available. There's captive insurance agents out there that all they work for is that one insurance company.
Right.
So if you're sitting down with one of those companies, and I'm not going to say their names, but all they're going to try to enroll you in is one of their plans.
Right.
You know, so if it's company ABC, you can only buy ABC from that insurance agent.
Right.
So with a broker, you can check between all the different companies to make sure that you're getting the best value out of your coverage.
The best price and the best value.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So where did you go to school, and what type of work have you done, and where did you grow up, and how long have you been in Knoxville?
Yeah. So, you know, grew up in Murfreesboro, went there all through high school, then went to Western Kentucky University up in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Right.
Ended up getting my degree there, ended up meeting my wife there. Tell everybody I got stuck in Kentucky. Never planned on staying in Kentucky as long as I did, but I was there for 15 years or so, but found the insurance business while I was in Kentucky and started with another insurance company at the time, but worked my way up basically to where I got offered a branch manager position. That's what brought me to Knoxville, which Knoxville was always kind of my second home anyways.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we grew up coming to at least one football game a year growing up.
Right.
But
not very far at all.
And then we were big campers, so we did a lot of camping in the area. You know, Pigeon Forge, Smokies, Fall Creek Falls, I mean, a little bit down the road, but did a lot of camping in a pop-up camper growing up. So this was kind of like second home.
So you're used to sleeping outside.
Yeah. Not.
Well, pop-up camper is like right past tent.
Right past tent, yeah, a little nicer, but yeah.
It's got the vinyl and the...
Yeah, sometimes it rains, you still feel like the moisture coming down, but, you know.
I think that's a camper thing.
Yeah.
I think the campers, it's hard to get the moisture out. So,
yeah.
Especially here in Tennessee. So
we've been here in Knoxville 6 years, though.
Nice. It's a beautiful city. I like living here. 17 years.
We enjoy it.
Yeah. And you live in the part of town where my kids grew up, Hardin Valley, you said.
Yeah.
So do you like the growth spurt that they're seeing out there right now?
I mean, they've got a lot to keep up with the traffic and the neighborhoods. I mean, there's neighborhoods popping up everywhere.
Crazy.
I don't think it's just there. I think it's just Knoxville in general and surrounding counties. I mean,
it is.
Everybody wants to move to Tennessee.
Yeah, Knoxville, but I think Knoxville especially is getting a large influx. Their population is growing really big here, so it makes me happy until I have to drive somewhere.
Right.
So, you mentioned you're part of a business networking group. Tell me about some of your interactions with the other owners, and then what's the name of the group?
Yeah, part of a networking group. It's called TNT. They have 7 different groups in the area. So different walks of life. It is exclusive as far as for like in your group.
But you're the only insurance company in the group.
So I'm the only financial planner, financial advisor in the group. There is another insurance person, and then one of my other agents is looking to join one of the other ones that is insurance spot is available. But the nice thing about it too is you can go and see the other groups too. So you're not just stuck with your small group. So there's 7 different chapters, and so we can go visit and all different types of businesses.
Where do y'all meet? Do you meet here in your office?
So the group that I joined, they meet 2 doors down in my office.
Gotcha.
So
nice.
Makes it convenient too.
You got a beautiful view here. I'm picturing this big glass window, like if this was the lake or if this was the Tennessee River. Like if I was sitting in Calhoun's right now.
Right.
This would be such a beautiful view.
Yeah, we got
it's still pretty, but
yeah, we got the post office and the Social Security office.
When I moved here 17 years ago with my kids, I had a U-Haul, a tow dolly, my car, and then I had my 2 kayaks on top of the car. And my kids are going to watch this, so you guys will remember this. That is where we spent the first night here in Knoxville, the first 2 nights in that hotel right there. We moved over here to this Walker Springs a couple days later. We slept, I got blow-up mattresses, and the first night my blow-up mattress broke, and I slept on the ground, on the carpet. But that's actually where we took our kayaks into the little hotel room, and they were in the room with us because I didn't want some hobo to steal them off the top of my car. I still have those kayaks to this day, a red and a green one.
Yeah.
Every time I'm driving down the road and I see a red and a green kayak, I think of that hotel right there, actually.
Were you at least on the bottom
floor?
floor?
That actual hotel, I'm not joking. That white building right there. That's crazy.
Did you have to take them upstairs, or were they at least on the bottom floor?
I think we had to go upstairs, but I don't remember. I just remember we put them, you have bathroom wall, little space, bed, pretty big space, bed, window. We put them between the wall, and they went out. We had to climb over them to get to the bathroom.
Nice.
But I actually came here with an insurance company 17 years ago.
Okay.
So that's kind of
nice.
That's kind of interesting so. All right, so you talked about WKU. You went to school there. Did you have a good experience there?
Oh yeah, it was a great time there. Had a pretty terrible football program during the time, but it was a good time.
Yeah.
Nice small college, but big college. I mean, I'd say small college. Probably 20,000 people there.
That's not a little college.
But
UT has 35,000. So at that one campus, they have 20,000.
I think so, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
not exactly sure.
That's pretty crazy. That's a big college. So you said you met your wife there. We're going to talk about the date, or you're going to talk about the time that you met your wife here in just a minute with another question. So So can you share an example of a challenging claim you've handled and how it was resolved?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple different situations where, insurance companies, it seems like none of them ever want to pay their bills sometimes, right? Especially when you're the client and they send you the bill and you're trying to figure it out. And, that's just where, where we take the time for our customers, reach out to the insurance companies, try to get to the root cause, or, sometimes I feel like they try to talk really difficult to people.
So fact finding.
Just trying to figure out what the root of the cause is, and then,
then
basically relaying back to them, hey, we actually just need this, or, sometimes it's just a miscommunication or didn't get the right document, but that's where we come in and we actually fight for you, against the different insurance companies to make sure that they're going to, pay what they're supposed to pay.
Sure.
And it normally always gets paid because they're all regulated by the state. They got to do what the policy says.
Yeah, they really do.
They do.
That is a highly regulated. You don't hear about people starting insurance companies very often.
No. And your insurance is only as good as your agent.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Because they're all going to do what they say. It's just the are you going to have to figure it out yourself?
Yeah.
Or are you going to have somebody helping you out who knows the business?
Right. Exactly.
It's going to
someone who's got a lot of experience dealing with that claims and that sort of process.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. I've never looked at it like that before. We have for our PNC in our home, we have State Farm, and I just pay them and hope that if something ever happens, I don't want to use it. I don't want to use it, but I mean, if I ever need to, it's nice to know that
it's that peace of mind.
Somebody's there to fix my roof, or I mean, God forbid the house burns down or something,
Right.
So yeah, for sure. So that's actually really intelligent of you to talk about that. Actually, I like that. So can you tell me about yourself and a strength that you have that you'd like to share?
I'm a very determined person. Also can be very patient with some people. I mean, in this business, you got to be a go-getter in this business. But the total opposite is sometimes you got to have patience too. Because a lot of times in this business, it can be about timing. So, being consistent with folks, but then, having the patience to, when the patience is needed as well.
So that takes us back to our tenacity question earlier. So the definition of tenacity in my book is like to do something and to know what your goal is and to get in there and know that that's what you want to do. You know you're gonna do it and to stick with it and to make it happen.
Okay.
Kind of like your college degree. It took me a long time to graduate because I started out, but I graduated.
Right.
And like we were talking about Dave Ramsey earlier, Dave says all the time that your GPA, nobody ever asks you what your GPA is or where you went to school.
Right.
I'm asking you because I'm really interested in where you went to school. But I went to UT Martin. Nobody ever asked me that.
Yeah.
And my GPA, I barely graduated.
Didn't matter.
But it doesn't matter.
That was a big myth.
I have a college degree on the wall, and in the process of getting that college degree, you'll appreciate this. There's certain general education requirements that you have to take, like public speaking.
Yeah.
In public speaking, I was scared to death when I took that public speaking class.
Right.
And it was in the middle of the summer. It was 150 degrees outside, and I walked to class. And so when I got to the class,
uphill both ways, right?
What's that?
Uphill both ways, right?
It was horrible when I got there. My body, of course, is I've been outside. It's 100 degrees. I'm just dripping sweat, and the public speaking teacher is videotaping my speech. I just got sweat just dripping off my face, But so that's a general education class that I took, and you took that as well, I'm sure. So you ended up graduating. What year did you graduate?
2010.
Okay, gotcha. So you're a lot younger than I am, I see. So what is your vision for growth for your local retirement group company for like a 1 year, 10-year plan?
1 year, 10 year? Yeah, so I mean, right now, really focused on the Knoxville and surrounding market, really just trying to grow the area here. And then as we continue to grow, then it's really about pushing to other markets and being able to have an office locally. I mean, that's part of the reason why I went with the local retirement group is because we want to make sure that we can provide a local agent in that area. Yeah. So, Nashville is not local to us right now. Right, Maybe one day we have one there. Right, yeah. But, Tri-Cities, Chattanooga area, those are definitely, in the mix for spots for a good office moving forward. But so it's just trying to find different pockets around this area and just kind of growing organically outward. Right. So, and just finding, like I said, local agents, people who live in those communities that can be a service to their local community. Yeah. So that word, when I looked at local retirement group or LRG, I didn't really hone in on the word local, but local means that you see your clients in person? Yep.
Do you do Zoom calls with them?
We do some Zoom calls, some phone calls, but 90% of our appointments are in person.
Nice.
So sometimes a lot of those are at their home too. So we do home visits as well,
Sure.
Or they can come here to the office, either one.
Is there a minimum amount that somebody needs to have in their retirement fund in order for you to help them?
No, because we can actually even help set up retirement funds for people who haven't started yet. I mean, I guess $1,000 is the minimum. A lot of times you got to have to start, but that's Dave Ramsey. It's all about getting that first $1,000 saved up, right?
Baby step one.
Baby step one. Yeah.
So baby step one is to save $1,000. Baby step two is to pay off all of your debt by listing it from smallest to largest.
Yep.
They call that the debt snowball. Baby step three is to save up a 3 to 6 month emergency fund. Do you remember what baby step four is? Baby step four is to save 15% into your retirement,
Okay.
right? Because your debt's paid off. Baby step 4B is to save a down payment that will avoid PMI for a mortgage, which is 20%. All right. Baby step 5 is to save for your kids' college. Baby step 6 is to pay off your mortgage.
Okay.
And what's baby step 7? To live and give. Now, I don't know, but everything at baby step 7, you're basically giving away
Debt free and
you're doing
more than
3
you've
things
got.
with money. You're giving some away, you're saving some, and you're spending some.
Okay.
So not only are you you're tithing if you're a apostolic Christian, but you're also spending some, and you're giving some, you're saving some. So
Right.
you don't just want to exercise all 3 of those muscles. Had you heard him say that before?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
But that was one of the first steps. I mean, when we first got married, helped us kind of financially grow.
I really enjoy listening to his content. They put out 3 hours of content every day. So there's a lot of content to absorb. And so when people call in and they ask questions about financial literacy, or they ask questions about mortgage, student loans, credit card loans, I don't know if you've ever had that moment where you're crying in the shower, or you draw the line in the sand when you're done.
Okay.
You're done.
Yeah.
Whether it's with a friend, or like he's not a friend anymore, but not going to go into a lot of details, but he became hopeless, and we were friends since college, and I had to break up with him because he was just potentially dragging me down, So that was my line in the sand, is you got to say, look, this is not good for me. I'm done.
Right. Sometimes you got to cut the fat when it's not being helpful to you.
That's it. Sometimes you got to cut the fat on the ribeye before you cook it.
Yeah.
Even though it's going to make it
a lot juicier on that one.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm glad I was able to share that, because I think that personal finance is a really underserved. For me, you can tell that I really feel strongly about this too. Personal finance is a very underserved part of your school journey. They just don't. They do more today than they did 10 or 20 years ago, but I don't think that people took I didn't take it.
We didn't either.
Yeah, Foundations of Personal Finance. And so they've gotten that out into more than half of the high schools. We've talked to the principals at Austin East. We've talked to the principals at Fulton, Halls, Central. Going out towards Coreyton about trying to put that personal finance. I'm getting so much resistance too. Like, I'm willing to pay for it for the whole school.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's
well, we got that already, or they don't want to hear that, or everybody zones out, or the teacher just plays videos and it's hard to get the kids to interact. I'm like, you're teaching them about stuff that doesn't matter. Why not teach them about something that does matter? Teach them how to balance a checkbook, or teach them like you said, what an annuity is, or, how do you start a business? What's entrepreneurship?
Right.
We were talking about the book, The E-Myth. What are the three roles that people play when they're when they're in the entrepreneurship? The technician, the manager, and the actual entrepreneur, the person who starts the business. So, I think there's work to be done.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm glad to be part of that spark where I can talk to the leaders in the school and try to get at least myself in front of them to try to change some stuff. So,
that's cool. I like it that you're doing that.
Yep, it's important to me. So you are an animal person. You want to tell us about your pets?
We got a dog. We got a boxer named JoJo. Mm-hmm. We'd have more dogs. My wife says we're a one-dog house. So, but this is our second boxer we've had. So just fun.
Yeah. So you enjoy the breed, the boxer breed. So how old is JoJo?
She is like right at 10.
You got a female dog, okay. Does she wake you up in the mornings, or?
No, she's a pretty chill dog. She's a pretty relaxed boxer.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
She's been trained well.
So she plays well with the kids?
Oh yeah. Great with kids.
JoJo, who named her?
So long story, we got her when she was like 2 years old on this one. So when my last one passed away, someone was getting rid of her, and it just worked out perfect.
Wow. That's cool. Who do you use for your vet?
We use Butler over in Hardin Valley.
Yeah, we do too. Yeah. In Carnes, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Butler. We've moved here 17 years ago. We got a dog within being here a year. And I Googled cheapest, best, Butler.
Right.
Number one, Butler. We live in North Knoxville, relatively close to the store that we have, and there's veterinarians everywhere around us, and we go to Butler. Now they're changing here recently. I noticed that they're not allowing walk-ins as much anymore. So
yeah, I think they're. I mean, I think they stay pretty busy.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's Dr. Butler was an amazing person there. Well, thanks for sharing information about your boxer JoJo, who's 10 years old.
Yeah.
Is she fixed?
She is.
Okay,
yeah.
Gotcha. That's cool. And does she sleep with you guys, or what does she?
She's got a bed next to our bed.
Okay, cool.
So she stays in the bedroom, but definitely not in the bed.
We have a bed next to our bed.
Yeah.
And our puppies are tucked in every night. And then around, I don't know, sometimes 1, sometimes 6, one of them will start wincing, and then somehow they end up in the bed.
Yeah. No, I mean, boxers will, they just stretch out, and even a king size bed.
What does
there's
she
not
weigh?
room. 65 pounds.
Okay, that's a big dog. Yeah.
So yeah.
Ours are 7 and 9. So
7 to 9 pounds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Yorkie.
That's not as bad. Yeah.
They're like like your dog could eat our dog.
Probably. She
right.
wouldn't do that, but.
So how long did you know your wife before you started dating, and how long before you got married? And do you want to share her name?
Yeah, her name's Caitlin. We knew each other probably a month or two before we started dating.
Yeah.
Started dating on Halloween.
So when you first met her, you were like, ooh la la, or you were just like, oh, she's cool.
You'd have to ask her that story. She has a good story about that, about the first time.
Yeah.
But so we started dating on Halloween. Then somewhere in March, it was right around the SEC basketball tournament because I took her to the Tennessee game.
Oh.
It was down in Nashville.
Oh, cool.
So it was beginning of March-ish.
You proposed inside the stadium?
No, there's a place called Love Circle. It's like a hill outside of Nashville, overlooking Nashville.
Oh, cool.
So we went up there, proposed there.
Did she know you were going to propose?
I think she had an idea. Okay. I mean, we went ring shopping together.
Oh,
so
cool. Okay.
Like it wasn't like a secret or nothing.
Yeah.
But tried to spur the moment, and then we got married the next September. So.
So less than a year.
I think we'd known each other just over a year, but we hadn't even been dating a year yet.
Right.
So
that's her mom and dad like you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're a likable guy.
Yeah, sure. Still here, right?
So she majored in right, exactly. Yeah, that is the deciding factor. You are still around.
Right.
So she majored in social work, you said?
Yeah.
She got her degree in social work from WKU. And
she went to Brescia up in Owensboro, Kentucky.
Okay, gotcha. Oh, that's over in West Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's called Brescia?
Brescia, yeah. Private school.
Oh, cool. Do you have a favorite restaurant here in Knoxville?
I don't know if I have a favorite, but we do have one we go to pretty routinely. Normally every Friday we go to the Country Burrito in Hardin Valley. So it's a good Mexican restaurant.
Right. Where are they located?
Right off of Pellissippi on Hardin Valley Road.
Okay.
There's like a gas station on one side and a Mexican restaurant on the other side.
I haven't been through Hardin Valley in a while, but I do remember that being there. So it's called the
Country Burrito.
Country Burrito.
Yeah.
So do you always order the same thing, or?
We got like 3 things that I'll flop around between.
What are they?
We'll do the choripollo, just chicken and sausage. One of the burritos. I can't remember what's called off the top of my head. And then
does it have egg in it or something?
No, it's got jalapenos in it.
Oh,
Steak,
okay,
chicken,
spicy.
shrimp.
Okay,
got a little bit of everything in it. So, and then I like the ACP, like
gotcha.
the traditional chicken, cheese, rice. Everybody.
Nice. That sounds delicious. I've never eaten there before, but we're going to put that on our list. Country Burrito in Hardin Valley.
Yeah.
I'll put a link to their Google business profile in the notes there. Do you guys have a favorite vacation spot?
I would just say the Caribbean. We like to travel. We like to do all-inclusive resorts.
Nice.
So we took our kids to their first all-inclusive resort this last year. But me and the wife, that's really our favorite thing.
Where did you guys go?
We went down into Cancun and went south of Cancun. So flew into Cancun and went south.
Is there a resort you want to do a shout out for?
Honestly, we go try different resorts every single time. So
you don't ever go back to the same one?
I don't think we've ever been to the same one.
Do you guys
twice.
fly from Knoxville to?
Yes, to
the Big Island or something, or?
Well, Cancun is
Mexico.
Mexico.
That's right.
But we, Cozumel, Jamaica,
right.
Costa Rica, Dominican. I mean,
those are all cruise ship spots. Every one of those is a place a cruise ship goes to. Have you been on a cruise down there and done that?
We have not done there. We did an Alaskan cruise.
Okay.
Which is really nice.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing that. So,
but
what part of the year did you do that cruise?
We went at the end of May, so in the beginning of
So
June.
it's starting to get warm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it cool?
Oh, awesome.
Did it rain a lot? Did you get cold?
Not a whole lot. It was
Did
pretty
you see
cool.
polar bears?
No, we didn't see.
Was the
polar
food
bears.
good?
Food was good on the cruise ship,
Yeah.
but no, it's cool. I mean, it's a beautiful place. I mean, I'd recommend anybody try to go to
So
that.
you went to the U.S. and cruised up, or you went up to Vancouver and cruised down?
Yeah, we went to Seattle. Cruise left out of Seattle, went far north,
Gotcha.
and then came down through the
So you guys had a good experience?
Oh, yeah.
How many nights was it?
7 or 8.
Totally worth it?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, okay.
Would not bring your kids though. It's
Yeah.
not one to bring the
Did
kids.
you guys do excursions? Did you do any excursions that we're talking about?
We did a couple, but we ended up just getting off the boat and kind of finding our own things to do.
Okay.
Kind of exploring on our
You
own.
meandered a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. But yeah, don't
So
think
May was a perfect time to go, or?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's cool. Like starting out
Yeah.
when we were
You had to
farthest
wear
north, you had to
layers?
wear not layers, but a jacket or a hoodie. And then by the time you got back down south towards Seattle, he was back in shorts. So it was pretty drastic change
Right,
throughout.
Yeah. That's cool. So you guys enjoy cruises?
That one we did. Like I said, that's the only one we've done.
We're gonna do a cruise to Alaska sometime. We've already had it scheduled once and we decided to go to Europe instead for familial reasons. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna do that. I'm glad you said that because we're gonna have that conversation again. So,
Well, John said.
is there anything else in the world that you're trying to accomplish besides the insurance business?
I mean, honestly, it seems like now it's just about raising good kids. Trying to be supportive to them, give them a life. So being a good dad, being a good
It's
husband.
not about you anymore after
Right.
the kids are born.
It's
right?
totally different once you have
Yeah.
kids. It seems
Yep,
like
it is.
you think totally different. So, it's really trying to set them up for success in their life down the road. So, maybe this is something I hand off to one of them one day.
Yep.
Maybe neither one of them want to go this route at all.
You never know.
You never know. So,
yeah, some of the wealthiest families that I've had conversations with, or I've heard them talk about their families, say that when the kid gets ready to get out of high school, all depending on their influence to the business before then, they really want the kid to go out and try something else first.
right. I think one of the biggest failures is when people just hand something over to their kid. They didn't have to work hard, or they didn't have to earn. They didn't have to, go through that struggle that you go through as an entrepreneur. I
Right.
mean,
Yeah.
you got to go
It's
out.
real.
And it's real. You got to go out and experience that and learn that side of it, because when something's just handed to you, it's just not as valuable to you, and
Sure.
you're not going to take care of it as proper as if you've put in the the blood, the sweat, the
That's it.
tears
That's
into
it.
something.
Yeah, that's it. If you've done your own oil change in your car, you look at your car differently. If you detail your car yourself, when you're sitting in your car and you're smelling it and you're
Right.
experiencing that, it's different. So,
Yeah.
So what was the spark that started your journey to be an entrepreneur 13 months ago?
Started a little bit before then, but I think looking back, probably started when I was a younger kid.
Right.
Even though my dad had worked in a factory, me and him had started a lawn care business.
Right. Oh, cool.
Ran that through.
Yeah, nice.
My mom had her own cleaning business, so
Oh,
it kind of
nice.
like
Yeah, so
experienced
you
a
were
little bit of
in
that.
home, yeah, where you had the businesses going.
But then too is just over time you get to where you're working for everyone, and you work your way up, and you realize you're doing all the hard work and making them.
And he's pulling up in a Porsche. Was that
Yeah.
your Porsche outside?
No.
Okay, I just wondered. There was a 911 sitting outside when I pulled up. I parked next to it.
Oh, the Bronco out there.
Oh, okay.
But so a lot of it started back then. But this venture really came from I'd been in the insurance industry for almost 12 years, and really just knew that I wasn't being able to help my clients to the best of ability. So that's what kind of sparked it. I just had a moral dilemma where I didn't feel like I was doing the right thing for my customers because I wasn't able to provide the best price.
Sure.
And I knew that I could, no matter where I was at, I could provide the best service because
Right.
I can provide myself
Customer
no matter
service,
who
right.
I'm working with, right? So that's what kind of sparked it. But then too, just knowing that having ownership over a book of business, to where I had to walk away from 11-year book of businit when I started my own business.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's kind of
That's
tough,
a little
but
painful.
but also seeing the potential down the road of and it being your own. I mean that's the nice part.
It is, yeah, for sure. It's worth that initial investment.
Yeah.
Because I know this isn't cheap,
No.
especially not with that view.
Right.
So what do you enjoy most about working in insurance?
Really just helping people. I've had a few times where somebody you've never met before, you meet with them, and by the end of it, they're hugging you or they're crying. They're so thankful.
Right.
And and all we did was our job. We helped them, and that's our main focus. When we sit down with someone, we try to save you money, make you more money, or improve your situation.
Right.
Those are the three main things. But sometimes that's a huge deal to someone. Especially in an economy like this. Sometimes even saving $40 a month maybe $100 a month, maybe, we've saved some people, $300-400 a month.
Sure.
But every little
Just
bit
in
helps.
fees alone. Yeah. Just in fees alone. So you, so do you go out of your way to make people understand the products or understand what's happening? Do you really try to have that teacher mentality?
Yeah. Got to take. I mean, insurance. I mean, teachers always do well in insurance because that's really the focus we take is educating people or informing them on their different options, or really even further in how does this plan work? How does this benefit you? What is going to be the how it's going to work for you down the road. It may work a little different than it is today.
Right.
Or hey, here's some different options to give you better interest rates or better returns. All kinds of different things, but it's all focused around the customer.
Right. I think that's important. I think that somebody shouldn't do something until they understand it. And it may take 2 or 3 times, or they may have to do some own, do their own research a little bit to understand it. But
sometimes people call a couple of days later, hey, can you go through this one more time with me? Of course.
Yeah, of course.
We want to make sure that everybody understands.
So where do you guys go to church, and how long have you gone to church there?
Yeah, so since we first got here, actually our realtor at the time invited us, and we go over to Faith Promise. So it's almost like right across the highway from us.
Oh, cool. So you live off of Pellissippi there. Yep. Yeah. Nice. That's a nice area there. We went to Faith Promise one time, a long time ago, and they have a beautiful campus there. Yeah. They have multiple campuses here, don't they?
Yeah, they have a bunch of campuses at different places, but we go to that's the main one that we go to.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, we were pulling up the hill to it, came around the corner, and I was like, there was like a million cars there. It was like really exciting. So do you want to recommend a podcast and tell us what it's about?
Sure. One of the podcasts I listen to a lot, especially business-wise or geopolitical, is All In Podcast. And it's basically 4 guys that are, venture capitalists, hedge fund managers, former CEOs or CEOs. And they're really, and they all come from like a different political realm too. So it's kind of cool because they're given like a talk on what they feel about the economy, different businesses, different things going on, and it's not. I feel like news you're getting either one way or the other, right? And this just kind of is a nice, they're in the middle and kind of getting all points of view from different people. So
right, and they're intelligent.
All
people. 4 of those people were intelligent people.
They're all millionaires.
Yeah. You're not gonna. Yeah, even more than that. You're not going to be a venture capitalist unless you're intelligent. Because last I heard, they'll invest in 10 companies and only one of them will make money.
Only one of them makes.
And one of them makes 90% of the money.
Right.
So, yeah. So, what is your favorite color? And then elaborate on that.
That one's pretty simple. It's got to be orange, right?
Yeah,
I mean, I even get the orange socks on. So, big Tennessee fan. Grew up a Tennessee fan, even through all the tough years. So it's
oh my goodness,
couple decades of rough years. Yeah. But now it's fun. Basketball, baseball, football. I mean, softball, all sports really.
Have you been to a basketball game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I went 6 years ago. Went to several. Had a friend that had season tickets.
Yeah.
So we went to several, and that was interesting. I'd never been to a basketball game in my life.
Yeah.
I'd been to a couple of graduations there where our kids graduated, and that's where Knox County had the graduations. But that's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, it's fun atmosphere for sure.
Yeah. So, and then as far as Tennessee football, what are your projections this year? So the coach's name is Josh.
Josh Heupel.
Yeah. So what are your? Do you think they're going to go win like all the games, or?
I mean, we're probably going to lose a game, but I don't want to jinx anything.
Do you think they're going to be?
But now with
80,
the new, I do think with the new 12-team playoff, I do think we'll squeeze in there at the end of the
12-team playoff.
Yeah.
So the playoffs used to have less than 12 teams.
It used to be 4.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So now it's going to be 12. So I think we'll get a spot in there at the 12-team playoff.
Well, if they're 80-90% winning, they better.
Yeah.
They might win the whole thing. What do you think is going to happen to Alabama now that they have lost their coach to? The TV stations, I guess he's now.
Yeah, he's on game day now.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I hope they do bad. So,
if you had to pick a favorite color for your wife, what would you pick her favorite color to be?
Oh, she's probably gonna hate me for this one. I would say either purple or black.
Purple, yeah, and black's good too. So purple is royalty, and black is like a chic color. A lot of people. I wear black a lot of times. So people are painting their offices black.
Yeah,
Have you seen that? Black, or their houses. Yeah,
black houses. Yeah,
it's cool looking too, kind of.
It's not bad. I don't know if I'd want it in my own.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to own a lime green Toyota Camry, but it's a great idea for a couple of days. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, so those are both good colors. I like those too. Not my favorite color, but those are both good colors.
What's your favorite color?
I like pink.
Pink?
Yep.
All right. Wasn't expecting that, but
I know exactly.
Nothing wrong with that.
I tell my fiance all the time. I'm like, my favorite color is pink. And that's it. That's the end of the conversation. So.
Awesome.
So John, thanks for hanging out with us today.
Yeah.
Again, this is John with the local retirement group here in Knoxville. He does financial planning, and I'm going to tell you what his website is here, so you can go to his website. His website is, tell us your website.
localretirementgroup.com.
Yeah, so you can go to his website, thelocalretirementgroup.com, and you can book an appointment, and then John will contact you, and then you can talk about how to grow your money. That's John's specialty, is figuring out how to make you more money, how to make your money grow at a faster rate than inflation.
Yeah.
Which is about, what, 4%?
I mean, historically it's been around 2%, but now it's obviously inflated with the last couple of years we've had.
Have you been to the grocery store lately?
Yes, a couple of times, and I've been in shock. My wife does most of the grocery shopping.
Tell me something that you've been in shock about. It's a particular item. I got something.
It seems like everything, though. Like, everything I see in there is like, oh my gosh, I remember when this was 99 cents, and now it's $2.99 or $3.99.
I went into Aldi. I'm not even joking. I went into Aldi at some point in the last 5-6 years, and I paid 29 cents a dozen, 39, 49. It was less than 50 cents. Maybe it was 69 cents a dozen. Guess how much I paid for eggs yesterday? I'm not even joking.
$2.99, $3.99?
$3.88 at Aldi. At Aldi.
Eggs was what I was thinking of, yeah. Because used to it, I mean, it seems
for
like
a dozen eggs. For 12 eggs, they're $3.88 for a dozen eggs.
And that was probably the regular ones, not organic.
That's
and
regular.
All the other...
That's Aldi. Now, Save a Lot may be the cheapest. Got some family members that go to UGO, the United Grocery Outlet, but I feel good about buying food from Aldi, like it's not going to be spoiled and out
We
of
like
date
Aldi
and
too, right?
Yeah.
Especially for produce, things of that nature.
Yeah, produce is good.
Need to find a friend with some chickens, though.
I know.
Farm Fresh, the only way to go.
We need to talk about getting some chickens, or a friend with chickens.
Yeah,
Sometimes
friend with chickens.
Yeah, friends with chickens.
It's kind of like a boat. It's nicer to have friends with boats, right?
You have a boat?
No, I got friends with boats.
All right, thanks, John. We appreciate your time. It was nice meeting you today.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to promote your business on our podcast? You can give us a call or shoot us a text at 865-687-7100. You can also apply by filling out our Google form in the description box.